get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty cake of 4 units getting paid, always find the value, I will never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharky bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Starts the 50-50 club.
And Otani starts the 50-50 club. Well, it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. It matters what you do in the postseason. So put your big boy pants on, Otani. We've got some baseball to play. Welcome, fellas. This is going to be a quick little video. I'm going to run through each game. I'm not going to break them down. If you want my breakdowns for each game, go on over to Pub Sports Radio. They clipped out every game of the ALDS and NLDS, and I broke it down with Jimmy yesterday on betting with the back. What I am going to do, though, is give you guys my bets and give you a quick little why I'm on it, as I do got the most action I think I've had in over 2 months, as we've got action in every game, at least one way, if not 2-3 different ways. So let's just get right to it. Smash the like if you haven't. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe as well. And let's get to the damn monies. First game on the board is this morning's game, guys. We got the Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland is now a -146 favorite, with the over now at a 6.5, juice to the over, but was a 7.5 yesterday with all the money on the over, and yet it seems to be dropping. Tells me I'm on my right path. If you turned into the show yesterday on Betting with the Bag, I did give out the I gave out the Detroit Tigers team total under 3.5 at a -145. It's now at a 2.5. It doesn't bother me that it's moved. I wouldn't bet a 2.5, but when the team totals have moved from a 3.5 that I bet to a 2.5, it's been good, smooth sailing. So I do have a half unit on the team total of the Tigers under. And what else I did do bet this morning is I don't normally like betting outs props in the first games of series. It's just not usually been good for me. It's just you don't know what you're going to get. Well, I do believe I do know what I'm going to get, and I think I get a strong performance from Tanner Bybee, and I took a half unit shot on his outs over 15.5 at +130. And if you look at his 4 starts versus Detroit this year, only one game went over that 5-inning mark. But if you look at the first game, we're going to throw that out, as his velo and spin was down the first 9 weeks. Then he played them 3 times in a fucking 19-day span. The time that he went 5 innings versus this team, guys, he threw 67 pitches. And they didn't pull him because he was hurt or anything like that. They didn't pull him because he was in trouble. They pulled him knowing that he was going to face him again next week. So if you look at all the reports, Vogt has talked about, this is my innings eater, this is our ace, this is that. They need this guy to go 6 today, and I believe Tanner Bybee's up for the challenge. And even in a 2-0 game, if they are losing, I still believe Vogt sends them back out there, even with that good Cleveland Guardians bullpen. This is the one day that you can just hope the 7, 8, 9 come in, as this is Tanner Bybee. This is their fucking dog. So half unit each way. Tigers team total under 3.5. And then I have the Tanner Bybee outs over 15.5 at plus money. Then we're going to get into the second game where we talked about it and broke it down yesterday, where we didn't know if it was going to be Miguel or Peterson, but we figured it was going to be Peterson. No. How about Kodai fucking Senga versus Zach Wheeler? Granted, Kodai Senga is not going to throw probably more than 30, at most 40 pitches, as he threw one 15 pitch freaking like bullpen 2-3 weeks ago. Then he faced live hitters a couple days ago through 25 pitches. So I don't expect this guy to go more than 2 innings, which is fine. That keeps David Peterson then to keep, because it looks like Peterson's going to be piggybacking him. And even if Miguel piggybacks him, I'm okay with that. David Peterson has been the Mets' best pitcher down the stretch. David Peterson has a 7% ground ball percentage, higher than league average. And we're in Philadelphia, where you want a back ground ball pitcher. So, with that all in all said, on the Mets side, we also have Zach Wheeler, who is the best big game pitcher in the last 50 years, at least in my lifetime, when it comes to playoff baseball, with at least 10 starts. He has a career 2.42 ERA in the playoffs. That is nuts. He is on one of the best runs in history in baseball in his last 11 games. He hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in those 11 games, in any of those games. Yeah, and it's versus the team who said "fuck you" to him. I mean, this was a really bad exit for Zach Wheeler and the New York Mets, guys. Do not forget about this. They made this guy pay for his own playoff tickets. If there was ever a day to back Zach Wheeler, if there was ever a day to want to back Zach Wheeler, it is today. So what I'm doing, guys, is I took the first 7 under 5.5 at a -110. I think we get Wheeler going 6-7 innings. I think we get a solid 6-7 innings from Senga Peterson. And then I'll let the game be as it goes. Now, I think it's a full game under. I think it's the first 7 under. I think the first 5, that can be close. I mean, I could see a 3-1 ball game and then it dying. I mean, both of these pins, well, the Phillies pin is a lot better than New York pin. And that's the reason why I'm not going full game, is you just don't know what you're going to get with the Mets. I do know what I'm going to get from the Phillies. I do like their back end. I do like their other pieces as well. So give me the under 5.5 first 7. Sharpie, why don't you just take the Phillies to win the game then? I'm going to tell you a stat I read the other day, guys, that does got me a little spookity spook. Wheeler and Nola, their last 15 starts versus the Mets, is 3-12 when it comes to their win-loss record. 3-12. Wheeler, Nola, their 2 best pitchers, when they face the Mets, their last 15 starts. So when I seen that, I was like, okay, this series is going over 3.5. So I took the over 3.5 on the series price, and I also hooked it to the Yankees to win the series, as I believe the Royals are just pretty much outclassed everywhere you look. And I got even money on that, and I put a half unit on that series parlay. So I've got the Mets and Phillies series to go over 3.5 games, and the Yankees to win the series. Speaking of the Yankees, we've got the next game we're going to talk about. We got Garrett Cole versus Michael Walker. This total is at a 7.5, and the Yankees are favored by -200 to 210, depending on what book you're looking at. And you should already know how I'm getting here, guys. We've got Garrett Cole, GCZ, at home versus the team who cannot hit their way out of a wet paper bag. We got the Kansas City Royals, guys, the worst hitting team left in the playoffs by a long shot. A team who got into the playoffs by losing 3 consecutive games. A team that just doesn't belong here right now, guys. And this is where the outclassed and the outmatching is going to show up in a 5-game series versus these New York Yankees. Now, you think, Jerpy, you're just a Yankee fan. Garrett Cole sucks at home. Well, I'm going to tell you he doesn't suck at home. If you take out the 2 games versus the Red Sox at home, granted, the Red Sox have seen him so many damn times, and they do have his number. Garrett Cole has a 2.76 ERA at home this year. So you give me Garrett Cole at home, not versus the Red Sox, versus a team that can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag. You should already know how I'm getting, guys. So I do have the Royals team total under 3.5 at a -142 for a half of a unit, as well as the Yankees to win the series on my series parlay that I just talked about. So I did not take Garrett Cole to get the win, and I do believe this is just a straight out under 7.5 personally. It's just hard for me to bet guys that I normally don't bet. Michael Walker is the one guy on the board that is not in my book. And when I tend to go outside my book, a la Sean Mania, shit happens. So I'm not going to bet guys that I normally don't bet. Now, what I did notice looking at the batter hitter splits through everybody today was that Michael Walker owns Aaron Judge. 1 hit and 18 at bats with 11 strikeouts, and the one player who smashes him is on the IL in Mr. Rizzo. So, Michael Walker can actually get away with walking Soto to face Judge today, which I wouldn't be surprised to see. And I think he's going to have action, guys. I mean, if the two best hitters in their lineup, one of them don't hit you, and we've seen what happens to the Yankees when you were able to pitch around one of their players over the last few years. They didn't score. So I've got a heavy lean to the under 7.5. I personally am just going to take the Royals team total under 3.5 because I believe Garrett Cole at least keeps it close to where we've got good pieces of the bullpen. If the Royals win this game, I don't think the Royals score 4. I think it's a 3-1, 3-2 type of ball game, if at best. And yeah, give me Garrett Cole to shut down these Kansas City Royals. And if you need anything else better, Garrett Cole's coming into the postseason with damn near 16 straight or 16 innings, allowing 1 earned run. I was about to say scoreless, but I was like, nah, it ain't scoreless. Then we're going to get into the last game of the day. The game that actually means something to me. Granted, they all mean something. My freaking money's on the line. But we're talking Padres. We're talking Dodgers. We're talking 7.5 juice to the over with damn near 80% of the money on the over. I don't bet this way, but I like when I hear shit like this. I'm on the under 7.5 for a half of a unit, guys. Now, my first reaction when I seen these teams and I seen this is an easy over first 5. This is an easy over. Both of these guys are going to get crushed. And then I had to look into it a little deeper. I watched the Dylan Cease game last week, guys. Dylan Cease went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, only had 4 strikeouts. Not a good game. Dylan Cease only had 1 pitch working. The Dodgers knew he could only throw a slider over the plate, that he could not locate his curve. He could not locate his fastball. He's predominantly fastball slider, and then we'll throw in that curve. But he couldn't throw his fastball for a strike. Dodgers literally sitting slider every freaking pitch was able to get to him 1 inning. What happens when Dylan Cease is on? Dylan Cease has a career 2.26 ERA versus these Dodgers. I do not expect a blip in the radar like last week to happen again for Dylan Cease. And then Yamamoto. Yamamoto throws in the zone 3% more than league average. Yamamoto, 1% worse than league average when it comes to zone contact. 8 of these 9 Padres are better than league average at zone contact. Now, that scares me. That scares the dog piss out of me. If we look at his very first game, Yamamoto got destroyed. Can we really put anything into that? It was his first game in Major League Baseball, and it was in fucking Korea. So, okay, I'm not going to put too much into that. 2 weeks later, he turns it around. He shows that he is a good pitcher. He goes 5 innings, but gives up 3 runs. Okay. So, do the Padres got his number? Or was this guy just getting his feet wet in the big leagues? And that's what I think I'm coming down to, guys, is when I looked at the next 4 times he faced teams like the Padres, who are top 5 chase contact, top 5 zone contact, we had quality starts in every game, with 3 of the 4 games being shutouts. I expect Yamamoto to come out and fucking shove tonight. I expect Cease to fucking match him. We do have this game starting at a beautiful, beautiful time. And what I mean by that, guys, is shadows time. So we will have shadows in the Dodgers and Padres game tonight. So it's probably a first 5 full game type under. I'm personally going to take the full game for a half unit under 7.5. I got that at even money yesterday. And it's because both of these bullpens are electric, guys. Now, if you think Cease and Yamamoto get popped and you're afraid, wait to get in live. As soon as they go to these bullpens, guys, there may be 1 or 2 more runs scored after that. But the Padres have 3 legit closers to go 7, 8, 9. And the Dodgers 7, 8, 9 guys aren't as good as the Padres, but they're not too fucking shabby. They're right there behind them, guys. So 2 elite bullpens. Games that these 2 teams don't like each other. The Padres make it seem more of a rival than the Dodgers. The Dodgers, we know that the Giants are our rivals. The Padres haven't done anything. But if there was a year the Padres win the World Series, granted Musgrove just went down, so that does hurt. It would be this year, guys. They do have a stacked starting rotation. Granted, they just lost Musgrove, so that hurts. They have a great bullpen. They have great bats. They have a good team. But I believe the Dodgers are going to be ready and game the fair, guys. So give me Dylan Cease over 4.5 strikeouts for a full unit at -125, as this is a back-to-back type game for me. He just seen them, only had 4, and he has over a 30%, it's actually 32% strikeout percentage versus this projected lineup. I expect Dylan Cease to be on today when he was off last week. I expect Yamamoto 2 runs or less and hand it off to the bullpen. So at worst, 2-2. So I guess the first 5 could technically push after 5 in the way I'm seeing this. And then it goes to the bullpens, and I don't think another 4 runs are scored. So at worst, I see 4 runs after 5, and that's speaking at worst. So give me the full game under. Give me Dylan Cease strikeouts, and we get shadows. Oh, no mames, way. So yeah, fellas, hopefully God keeps being good to us. I'll do my Bible study. I'll say my prayers. I'll do my part, because he says he will strike down my enemies. And today, sorry to say it, I need you to strike down them Dodgers, boy. Do me a favor, if you haven't, smash that fucking like button. Hit that retweet if you want on my Twitter, if you want me to live stream that Cleveland game today. I do work tonight, so I won't be able to live stream the other games. But if not, let's just enjoy the day, guys. Don't lose the money we win today on football either. That's saying that to myself. Don't lose the money we win today on football. Nah, nah.